What's up, my favorite family? It's your girl, Dr. Shonna, and we are here to address the Black community. We're going to have a really good conversation today, so I want you guys to come on, give me your greetings, but most importantly, I need you to do a few things. Let's start with the family on Facebook. If you are on Facebook, family, I'm asking that you not only like this video, get some hearts, wow emojis, just do whatever you want to do on Facebook, but I'm asking you to share the video. It's going to be PG-13. I'm not upset. I'm just in a thinking mood. So if you guys can just allow me to think with you out loud, we're gonna have a lot of fun with this. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be a very interesting video. But I'm gonna need you guys to like and follow the page on Facebook. Give some interaction. You already know that many of our pages are shadow box, so you have to engage, you have to share, you have to comment, you have to like it, leave an emoji, do something. Just don't sit there and just listen. Even if you are a hater, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. If you are on YouTube, I need for you to do the same thing. I need for you to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can know when I'm going live. I need you to share the video, share it to your wall. Even if you don't have any followers, just go ahead and share it to your community wall if you have that option. Share it to your Facebook page, share it to in text messages. Just share the video, share it, because we need to have engagement, because many of you guys do not get the notification when I go live. So that means that sometimes they bring my channels down. I've been disputing a lot of things that YouTube has been saying about me. Now, y'all know I'm not ridiculous with my language in my mouth. However, YouTube thinks I am. And I've been trying to be a good girl. So I'm going to try to be a good girl today because I want to talk to you guys. I don't want you to take away the opportunity for me to talk to you guys, but I need y'all to help me by sharing the video. Now, with that being said, thank you to all my supporters. I think that's important to say that. Thank you to all my supporters. I see I had a visitor that flew into Jersey to meet me, bought me some really beautiful flowers and a beautiful teddy bear, but did not realize I moved my location of my business. That's kind of scary. I want you to know that you alerted my boo. My boo was kind of nervous about that. He said that he needed to put a bullet in anybody. I said, no, I don't think so. So listen, if you're going to visit me, please let me know. Don't just pop up because you might not go back alive. I'm just saying. And I'm not being funny. I'm really not being funny. Just don't pop up. That's scary. That's kind of scary. But I appreciate you. I'm not going to say your name out loud because I know you're watching. But just don't do that. You don't know who I'm in a relationship with. Be careful about that. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. So let's get this conversation going. I'm not going to say too much because this conversation is going to be scary, people. I want you to know it's going to be scary because, you know, most of the time I try to watch what I say and I try to watch the energy that I put out. I try to pay attention to that stuff because I understand universal laws. I understand that there are some laws. I don't care how bad you are on planet Earth. There are some laws that you just can't get around. And we're going to learn that today in this community. This is Sunday. It's our late night conversation. It's a conversation addressing the Black community. But I think everybody can learn from this. But especially us, because you got to pay attention when the universe starts to shift. When the universe starts to shift, you better be watching. Because there's one thing about universal law. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't say because you're Black, you're going to be off the hook. Because you're Asian, you're going to be off the hook. Because you part of the LGBTQAI plus community, you're going to be off the hook. It doesn't say any of that. Everybody can face the same kind of energy when it returns to you like a boomerang. I hope y'all listening, right? Shout out to Sid. Thank you, Sid, for that donation. I really do appreciate that. So somebody said your face got that drip. Oh, this is my new, I was in my New York City vibe today. Y'all was in the Bronx. I went to my neighborhood where I grew up at, and I brought my youngest child because he's never met my mom. My mom is deceased, and he's never seen when I grew up at. My oldest children grew up with my mom. So I brought him out there so he can know where mommy is from. He was looking around this place like, can we go home? That's what we say. I'm getting bored. Can we go home? No, we're going to hang out on a block. So we was on a block. So I had to represent New York City on a block. I went to go see my brother. My cousins just popped up out of nowhere. And so we all had fun, had some laughing times. My son was like, I ain't used to this stuff. I'm suburban. Can we go? Sit your ass down and learn how to blend in. So, I was in my New York City vibe. But listen, let's talk about this. Family, did y'all hear about that vlogger? Her name is Jessica Beauvais. She goes by the name of Phoenix Michele on social media. She had a blog video that was about an hour and 51 minutes. And after she did that video, can I just tell you, y'all listening to me, y'all want to hear about this story? Because I'm going to go into universal law, and it's going to be serious. Thank you, David. He says in Spanish that I am beautiful. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. I guess David knows I read and speak Spanish. But anyway, so did y'all hear about that vlogger? So after she got off of her live, that was very interesting. We're going to talk about her live because we're going to talk about universal laws, right? After she gets off her log, she gets in her vehicle and she's driving on the Long Island Expressway. There was a traffic situation going on because there was an accident. So police officers were outside directing traffic around the accident. Oh, God, it gives me chills up my spine when I think about universal laws. Listen, family, directing traffic around, she apparently, I'm going to say allegedly and apparently because, I wasn't there. I didn't draw the blood. I don't know if she really was drunk or not. But apparently she was twice the limit, the legal limit to be driving under the influence. She hit this officer, allegedly. She hit the officer, right? But I'm saying allegedly. I'm watching what I'm saying because y'all like to report all types of shit. But she hit this officer, allegedly, so hard, her car was dent up, the windshield done. She kept it moving. She kept it going. They caught up to her a few blocks away. She smashed into a light pole. They got her out the car and she said, "What did I do?" She said, "What did I do?" The officer, forgot his name already, but y'all can put his name in the chat, is now deceased. He leaves behind his 2 children and a wife and his family members, his surviving family members. And I think that's sad. So now I know it's going to be some of y'all out there. I'm not going to say a lot of y'all because this is a critical thinking community. But, every now and then, some people say what they want to say and feel how they want to feel. And I know some people's going to say, who the F cares? One less officer we got to worry about. Oh, well, he's not here anymore. She did us all a favor. That's what some people are going to say. But here's what I believe, because we're going to get into this conversation. Y'all ready for this conversation? Here's what I believe. I think we got to watch the energy we put out. I think we got to really watch the energy we put out. Now, I was having a conversation with my boo, who happens to be in that area of work. And we were talking about this situation, the irony. Ooh, Lord Jesus. We were talking about this situation. And I get her anger, and so does he. Like, we get her anger. We get the energy she's putting out. She was playing NWA, F the police. She made some interesting points. I want to go over some points because, we can't talk about she's all bad, right? We can't talk about that. Sometimes things just happen. She made some really good, interesting points. But her whole thing was F the police. And so the irony for me is listening to some of the stuff that she was saying and then hearing what's happening, it made me step back. And I have to say, wow, I got to look at this from a spiritual point. I got to examine this from a spiritual lens because I don't think many of us fully understand, and I don't fully understand universal law, but I do believe in universal law, right? I don't understand how everything works, but I do believe in universal law. So let's go over Jessica Beauvais. I believe she's of Haitian descent because she made mention to Haiti in her video, and she's Haitian American, but she's gonna go down under just being African American. Everybody get lumped in the African American category. So it's going to be like Adolf done, killed a police officer, and Adolf was just saying F the police, and you know how it goes. I'm just saying, y'all know how it goes. But nonetheless, she opened her podcast with F the police. So that was the energy that was put out there. She's chilling. She has another person on the podcast that you don't see his face, you only see her face, and she's talking. She speaks on her views about Black lives being of matter. And she wasn't making it about a black or white thing. She said some very interesting points. But what she was basically saying in her message, in which I agree for different reasons, but I agree. What she was saying mostly in her message was that Black people need to get life insurance policies and make sure you get high number life insurance policy, hundreds of thousands. If you get a mill, but get all this life insurance. Like, get this life insurance. Her belief system, and I don't disagree with her. I'm just putting that out there. I don't disagree with her. Her belief system is, if you get enough life insurance and the insurance companies have to start paying out on your Black life when it is taken by a police officer, then Black lives will matter to Geico. Black lives will matter to Allstate. Black lives will matter to State Farm. Black lives will matter to insurance, life insurance policies and companies. She said that's when Black lives will matter. So what she was saying was, unless we make them pay, unless there are numerous hits to their personal accounts, unless the industry is being made to pay, like we are stepping up and we're suing or payouts are happening, Black lives are not going to matter. She was saying that basically people like to say Black lives matter because that's what they're saying, but in all actuality, Black lives is not mattering. So if you make them pay, then our lives will matter. So I stopped right there in the video and I said, she's got a point. She's absolutely right. We say all the time, all this hooping and hollering, all this going out there marching and protesting. And I'm not saying it does. I think everything has its place. Now, I'm one of those people, that is my belief. I believe that every last one of us has our place. We just got to manage the energy we're putting out. But every one of us has our place in making this whole thing work for us, because the tipping point is here. We just have to stay at it and stay consistent. But the point she was making about making people pay is when Black lives are going to matter. I said, okay, she got an interesting point. Then she goes on, she says another thing that I thought was another good point that she made. However, I have some flaws in that point, but I'm just going to tell you guys what she said. She said, you know what works? Cameras. That's what works. Everybody want to be out here recording stupid things. And she right. Y'all want to be out here recording on, she didn't say World Star Hip Hop and stuff like that, but I'm telling you guys, y'all want to be out here recording stuff that's happening to us. Y'all want to make fun and videos going viral of us doing negative, nasty, disgusting things to each other. What she's saying is, if you see a cop pulled over, get your phone, stop. What's up, cousin? Everybody's a cousin. Pull over, record it. Make sure you keep cameras on people. Make sure you keep cameras on people because that's your evidence. And that's going to help you. You just keep cameras on people. She said that's what we all should be doing. We all should be walking around with juice on our phones, ready to record. And anytime we see a police engagement or interaction or whatever, we need to stop and start recording, because that's how we're going to have our evidence, and that's what's going to help us. Now, I thought that point or those points were good. But then she started saying some real interesting things. And that's when I started to notice the shift. And I said, oh, okay. All right, let me see what the universe is saying. Because, I'm big on that kind of stuff. I said, let me see what the universe is saying. She said about herself, she identified herself, y'all write this down, as not being a peaceful person. Now, I know a lot of y'all have that kind of language. Come on, we talking honesty here, right? I know a lot of y'all have that kind of language, not being peaceful. And y'all all say what y'all gonna do if a police pull you over. Now, I haven't seen y'all do it yet. I'm waiting for us to make sure we do the stuff that we say we're gonna do. But I haven't seen y'all do it yet. I'm just saying, I haven't seen y'all did it yet. But she said, don't try me and don't try mine. I'm not here for it. She talked about how she keep a knife on her. And if you hear a police killing her, it's because she was going to take one of their lives before they took her life. And that's the only way you're going to hear about a police killing her, because she keep knives on her and she ready. She always ready for them. She said, what we ought to be doing, right? Now, I'm not saying right or wrong. We're just talking about energy here. Certain things, like I said, I monitor some of the things that I say because of energy. And I'm very aware of the butterfly effect, which we're going to talk about on Friday. I'm very much aware of chaos theory, which we're going to talk about on Friday. I'm going to break those things down to you guys, and I'm going to speak about how it matters for us to pay attention to those things. But I also am a spiritual person. So I do believe in energy. I do believe that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. I do believe that stuff. I do believe in a boomerang effect. I do believe what we put out is got to come back. I do believe in that. I think everyone has a right to their opinion. Everybody can believe what they want to believe. I don't take that away from anybody. I think we're all entitled to that. But I think that once you have this belief system, you better stand in it and stand on your truth. Because once you put this energy out, you don't get to control how it comes back to you. Family, do y'all hear me? Do you hear me? Do y'all hear me? Let me say that again. Once you put the energy out, you don't get to control how it comes back to you. See, if we're going to be in this community and we're going to say that we're critical thinkers, we have to think on all angles. We just can't be emotional and speaking out on our emotions. We got to sit back and we got to really ask ourselves, what is it we're trying to convey? Because you could be angry. I'm angry. You know, there's a difference between being angry and foolish and having righteous anger. There's a big difference. I have righteous anger. I'm angry. Now, I'm not afraid to say it. I wake up every day, and every time I get another inbox or something, I'm angry. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I am angry. It got me looking at everybody, police and everybody like a side. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a white cop, a black cop. Everybody is suspect in my eyes. You could be a white person, you suspect, and y'all not going to want to hear this, but I'm going to say you could be a black person, you suspect. Like I tell you guys all the time, we are facing racial battle fatigue and intra-racial battle fatigue. Again, we are facing racial battle fatigue and intra-racial battle fatigue. We are in a war. We are in a war with others, and we are in a war with ourselves. So I don't know about you guys, but I try to pay attention. I try to be alert. I try to put out the energy in there when I go into public spaces. I try to ask for protection. I try to ask for guidance. I try to ask for my third eye to be heightened, for my senses to be heightened, so I can be aware of danger, whether it looks like me or it looks like someone else. I'm just trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you, because I go by universal law. I don't know what y'all go by. Some of y'all go by emotional law, but I go by universal law. Come on now. Y'all not hearing me today. Y'all not hearing me today. This is addressing the Black community today. Y'all not hearing me today, because some people just want to be angry for no goddamn reason. Some people just want to be angry at every goddamn thing, and no matter what, they're going to be angry, but they're not going to sit back and think critical. They're not going to sit back and analyze things from multiple perspectives. They're not going to sit back and ask themselves, what kind of energy am I putting out? And was I setting myself up for this energy to return? A lot of people don't ask themselves that. A lot of people just go off at their mouth. They talk a lot of stuff. And when the energy comes back, they're the victim. Now, let me finish talking, y'all. She said in her video, what y'all need to do is burn down some police officer houses. She said burn down some police stations. She said burn down some courthouses. She said, you know what? You know how we got our independence in Haiti? And she got a point. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying she got a point. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just analyzing some of the stuff that she's saying. But I'm just saying she got a point. Because when you're in war, everybody can be a casualty, including our asses. Oh, see, y'all didn't hear me. Y'all didn't hear me. I'm going to say it again. When we are at war, everybody can be a casualty, including you and me. There's always going to be casualties of war. And that's what I mean when I say when you are in war, there's nothing better than a silent enemy. That's the best enemy you can have. A silent enemy is the best enemy when you don't know whose side they're on, what they're thinking, that's the best kind of energy. Because let me tell you something. Everybody, you, me, them, everybody can be a casualty of war. So when she talked about war, when it comes to Haiti, what's up, y'all? We got a new family member over here. Thank you so much for joining the channel. We appreciate that. When she's talking about war, when she's talking about Haiti and how they got the independence, she said Haiti pretty much burned down everything. Burned down everything. And that's how they got their independence. So she basically was saying, this is what we got to do. Now, I hear a lot of people on social media say things like this out loud. Now, if you think that way, your thoughts are your thoughts. I'm not here to tell you your thoughts are wrong. I ain't gonna tell you what I think, but I ain't gonna tell you your thoughts are wrong. I'm just saying when you're saying these things and you're sending out vibrations. See, do y'all understand universal law? Do you understand that we are all energy? See, y'all not ready for the metaphysical talk. Y'all not ready for this kind of conversation because a lot of us don't think on that level. But thank God enough of us do. But when you send that vibration out there, when it starts to vibrate and it picks up on a frequency, you got to be ready for it to come back. You got to be ready for it to come back. Do y'all hear me? So when you say do X, Y, and Z, be ready for the energy to return. She goes on, she says in her video, I want y'all to watch this video. It's 1 hour and 51 minutes, or almost 1 hour and 52 minutes, but I watched it. I want you to watch the video. She also says that God knows. See, now you're bringing God into it. We know that. See, some of y'all say God, some of y'all say Allah, Yahweh, Yahshua. Okay, whatever. We know the higher power, right? The entity, the creator of the universe. She says, God knows I am ignorant as fuck, is what she said. I'm just telling y'all. I'm not meaning to curse, but I'm just telling y'all what she said. I'm just using her word. I'm paraphrasing. In social work, we always say use the client's words. So the client says fuck, I'm gonna say fuck, right? She said, God knows I'm ignorant as fuck. He made me. He knows I'm stupid. See, I always say to y'all, watch how you talk about yourself. Watch how you speak about yourself. See, do you really know the creator of the universe? Do you really know God, Allah, Yahweh, Yahshua, whatever other language, whatever other descriptions? Do you truly know who the entity is that you speak of? I'm just saying. Somebody said, who is this person? Scorpio girl in Virginia. Her name is Jessica Beauvais. Beauvais, not Beauvoir, but Beauvais, I think. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. But she has a podcast. And the name of the podcast, I believe, is called Phoenix Michele or Reality Check or something like that. But she goes by the name of Phoenix Michele on social media. And she's a vlogger. And so she was speaking on situations concerning the Chauvin trial and the cop that Kim Porter, I think her name was, where she had pulled out the gun and shot the young brother, Dwayne Wright, as opposed to Taser. So she's speaking on these things and she's making some valid points, but it's mixed. It's mixed with some other energy that I don't think a lot of people are ready for. But nonetheless, she talks about how God knows that she's ignorant. God made her, and God knows that she's stupid. She said, just assume that everybody's crazy. When you meet somebody, it's another thing she has said. Assume that everybody's crazy. She was giving credence to the fact that she's crazy as well. So she said, you meet somebody, just assume everybody's crazy. Just assume everybody's crazy. So again, that energy is being put out there. She talked about the police, and she's right about this. I ain't gonna lie to you, she's right about this. She said, when you signed up for this position, when you took your oath, whatever the case it is, you signed up for this job. You signed up for this position. So anything can happen. She was talking about you could be killed. Anything can happen. So she's right about that. She's right about that. But it's the energy behind it that matters. See, this is not about a right or wrong in terms of she was right or she was wrong. That's not what this video is about today. This video is about paying attention to energy. This video is about paying attention to what we put out there is got to come back. So you got to be mindful of the energy you put out. It doesn't mean that you can't have your position and hold your position. We all got our positions. We all got our position. I got mine, right? And I know a lot of people don't agree with mine either, but it's about the energy you put out with your position that matters. How many of y'all believe in energy? How many of y'all believe in energy? How many of y'all believe in karma? How many of y'all believe in a boomerang effect? How many of you guys believe in the butterfly effect? How many of you guys believe in that kind of stuff? I'm just curious. I'm just curious because I'm going to show you some things. Some people say, absolutely. I'm going to show you some things. Somebody says it's real. Somebody says, I believe in energy and karma. Okay. Because I just want to know. Somebody else says, I do believe it. Okay, another I do. I just want to know who's in the community and what y'all believe. I do. Somebody saying universal law. Me. Okay, great. I just want to know who I'm speaking to. Right? Somebody says it's so real. And I'm glad I'm speaking to those people. Right? Somebody said she shouldn't have been drinking though. Yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into it. But you know, you're right. She should not have been drinking. But this all goes into the butterfly effect. This all goes into the boomerang effect. This all goes into universal law. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Are y'all following what I'm saying here? Right? When she says in her video, watch her video. When she says in her video, I believe in an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. She said, kill them too. Kill them too. Then things would change. Right? Now, it doesn't mean that she's wrong. It doesn't mean that she's wrong. But we got to think about it. What I'm saying, you got to think about this. I'm not saying her sentiments. I'm not saying her thought process. Her logic is wrong. I don't believe that it's wrong. I'm going to say that. I don't believe that thought process is wrong. Let me tell you why I don't believe it's wrong. Let me tell you why I don't believe it's wrong. Because I know some of y'all going to be in your bag, but I don't care. I'm going to tell you why I don't believe it's wrong. When you are at war, there's always going to be somebody who's going to get it. And we got to understand that. There's always going to be somebody that gets it. Some people are like, what war are you talking about? We are at war. Even in a spiritual war, there's going to be somebody who's going to get it. There's got to be winners and losers. We don't get around that. If you think that this war is going to be easy, if you think that this war is not going to have any casualties, then you're fooling yourself. You don't get to stand out of this war. You don't get to say that's their war, I'm not in it. No. It is a spiritual war. And we are all in it. And any one of us can be a casualty. Are y'all following what I'm saying? Any one of us can be a casualty. So when you're making statements, and not that your statement is wrong, but just think about the energy that you put behind your statement. When you say an eye for eye, a tooth for a tooth, that also means you. Oh, y'all missed it. Y'all missed it. because nobody wants to believe this, right? When you say an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, that also means you. And that's what I mean when I say some of y'all just so emotional, and y'all like to say shit to make you sound tough. Y'all like to flex. Y'all like to sound tough. Well, are you really ready for this war? Are you really ready for the potential of you, your kids, or someone close to you being a casualty? Are you ready? Are you ready? You better get ready if you're not. This young lady said she ain't changing her position. She said, I'm not changing my position. I am a bitch. I am an asshole. I'm not changing my position. She said, make the police pay and then they'll start acting right. You're right. You're right. But guess what? Everything has an equal and opposite reaction. Oh, family, come on. Y'all gotta listen. Y'all gotta listen. Everything has an equal and opposite. Where do y'all get off that y'all think y'all just gonna avoid universal law? Where do y'all get off thinking that shit ain't gonna come to you? Like you just say whatever you want to say about anybody, about somebody else's family, about somebody else's kids. I'm just saying anybody. I don't care if it's a police officer. I don't care if it's a nurse. I don't care if it's a homeless person. I don't care if it's a crackhead. Where do you get off thinking that you can say anything? Like I always say to my children, you can say anything that you want. You can do anything that you want, but you don't get to control the reaction. I'm going to say that again because some of y'all missed it. Because some of y'all still emotional. Y'all just think y'all about it. Y'all so hard and shit. I tell my children, let me say it again. When my children want to do some things, right? Shout out to a new community member. Thank you so much for that support. Thank you for supporting this channel. I appreciate that. I tell my children all the time, when they get caught up in some stuff and they just feel that they're so right because they're in a righteous energy. They're in a righteous energy. And before I take anybody's side, I ain't going to take the teacher's side. I ain't going to take the stranger's side. I'm going to bust somebody's ass regardless when it comes to my children. I'm just saying. But I also know that there's a teachable moment. I also know that I have to teach my children how to move in this war. I also know I have to equip them with weapons that you cannot see and that you cannot touch. See, it's greater than what we can just pick up. That's easy. But there are weapons that you cannot see and you cannot touch. Because when you are in a spiritual war, it's not going to come to you from your own understanding of the things that you know. You got to be able to see beyond what you can see. You got to be able to hear beyond what you can hear. You got to be able to pick up and arm yourself beyond the things that you can physically pick up and arm yourself. So when my kids come and they want to try to tell me that it wasn't their fault, it's not my fault I did this, not my fault that happened, I sit down and I talk to them. We sit down and we think critically. And I say to my children, what happened then? Well, before that happened, let's go back. How did you wake up? What was your mood like? What was your energy like? I have those kind of conversations with my kids. What was your thought process? So when you decided to not hand in your homework, when you decided not to do your assignment, when you decided not to go to school, when you decided whatever it is you decided, did you think about the equal reaction you was going to get from it? And most of the time, they don't think about it. So I tell my children all the time, you can say and do whatever you want to do. You can say to your teacher whatever you want to say. You ain't got to go to school. You ain't got to do a goddamn thing to say black and die. But understand this. You don't get to control the reaction that you elicit based off the action that you took. Because even not taking action is still taking action. You understand what I'm saying? I say to my children, you can't get around that. So watch how you think, not only about yourself, but watch how you think about other people. Because it's got to come back to you. It's not going to return void. Shit, y'all ain't ready for it. Y'all ain't ready for you. There's so many people out there that lives. I can't wait for Friday, Mental Health Friday. We're going to talk about chaos theory. There's so many people out there whose lives are chaotic. Everything around them is drama all the time. And they always think it's everybody else. It's never them. It's never them. That's the shit that's crazy to me. See, you don't get to control how that energy comes back to you. You may be getting drama from your cousin, right? That you didn't do anything to. Let's just say you ain't do nothing to your cousin. Your cousin's just crazy, right? Your cousin's just a loony bin. Your cousin's just dramatic. Your cousin's just toxic. I get it. But so are you. And just because you wasn't toxic to your cousin, don't mean that energy you put out there ain't come back to you through your cousin. You feel what I'm saying? So you really do got to sit back and you really do got to think about how you showing up. See, just because you ain't do it to person A, don't mean that it's not going to come back to you. Maybe your beef was with person D and person A is the one that bust you in your goddamn head. See, but you got to understand, you put negative energy out with person D. That shit got to come back to you. Why can't we understand that? Yeah, I'm ready for it. But I feel the lady. I feel her. When she says, make the police pay, and then they'll start crying. I feel her. When she says, hit them in the pockets, and then Black Lives Will Matter. I feel her. It's a thought process I believe in because of universal law. You caught what I said? Because of universal law. It's a discipline. It's something that has to happen. So she gets off her podcast. She gets in her car. She's driving wherever she's driving. Drunk, high. She admits to being high constantly. Her business. I don't care. Care less. Gets in the car. Murders a police officer. Car hits him, allegedly. Kills him. Windshield messed up. Cops finally get to her because she crashes into a pole. Arrest her. She ain't got no bail, no bond. And she crying. She crying now. The news camera's on her. She got her head down. She's bawling. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Jessica, what are you sorry for? For what I done. What did you do, Jessica? What did you do? Yells a reporter in the background. Head goes in. You know how they do that. Get her in the car. She bawling. She crying. And I felt sorry for her. But I also understand universal law. And that's why I felt sorry. That's why I felt like, whoa, casualty of war. Whoa, shit. Officer dead. You on camera. Fuck the police. You on camera. I'm an asshole. I'm a bitch. I'm never going to change my position. You on camera. Fucking burn down their houses. Kill them. An eye for eye. 2 for 2. Whoa. I sat back. Whoa. I sat back. I said, this shit is deep. This is deep. But guess what? Everybody going to get it. Everybody going to get it. Think about it. Police officers going to get it too. Their asses are not innocent either. Okay, let me rephrase my language, right? Because just like we all not the same, some of the answers not, innocent either. They're gonna get it too. Let me juxtapose this case against another one. How many of y'all heard about Stephanie Bottom? How many of y'all heard about Stephanie Bottom? Come on, family. Let me know you heard about Stephanie Bottom. Let me know, y'all. Come on, y'all. Somebody said, who is that, Doc? Somebody else says, I haven't. Come on, y'all. Who has heard about Stephanie Bottom? Have not. Okay. Somebody said crickets. Somebody said, no, that chicken Atlanta. Let's talk about Stephanie Bottom. See, when I say I'm going to juxtapose it against this case, what I'm saying is I'm going to show you one, right, that shows it from our side, how we're getting it. Oh, y'all not ready for Friday. I can't wait for Mental Health Fridays. Y'all ain't ready for this shit. Y'all want the doc to be deep, but y'all can't take it. Y'all mentally can't take it. Some of y'all. Not gonna say y'all. Some of y'all. My critical thinkers do, but we always got some visitors. We got some visitors that stop by the channel. They don't know who I am. They don't know what I'm talking about. They just want to get them because they're so used to just putting out negative energy on social media, right? We got the trolls. We got the negative people. They want to come out. They don't want to have deep thought. They don't want to look at themselves. They don't want to say, how can this impact me? They just want to get on here. They want to say nasty, negative things. We got some of those visitors. To those visitors, stay a while. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified when I go live. Give the video a thumb up. Give it a thumb down if you want to on Facebook. Like and follow the page. Because I'm going to help elevate your thinking. I'm going to have you move in this world differently. I'm going to have you prepared for war. I'm going to have you strategically prepared for war. But do understand that you too can be a casualty. Just like I can. We all can. Every day we get up and we walk out that door, there's no telling what's going to happen to us. So I started off with Jessica Beauvais, aka Phoenix Michele. I started off with her, how the energy came back to her. But let me show you how the energy is going to come back to these police officers. Let me introduce you guys to Stephanie Bottom. Oh, I got some other stuff to say about Stephanie Bottom too. But, we ain't going to mess up this. We're going to keep it clean, right? But let me bring your attention back to Stephanie Bottoms. Stephanie Bottom, she's now 68 years old. But when the incident happened, y'all heard me. Some of y'all just surprised. Y'all said 68. Yeah, 68. 68, because this office is going to get there. Whew, let me tell you about universal law and energy. Listen, my mama used to always say, may she rest in peace. My mom used to always say, God protects babies, fools, and the elderly. And that's how I grew up. How many other y'all grew up like that? I know many of us, we grew up very similar. Because you know how this all stuff is generational. It get passed down from generation. Y'all know how we grew up, right? Right? Y'all hear me? How many of y'all heard that before? God protects babies, fools, and the elderly. How many of y'all heard that before? Stephanie Bottoms, 68 years old, but she was 65 back in 2019 when this incident happened. She was driving to one of her relatives' funeral on the highway, doing allegedly, everything's allegedly, y'all. Just like Jessica Beauvais allegedly killed a police officer. We don't never say nothing, yo. This is black media. We don't do it how regular media do. Allegedly. She was allegedly driving 10 miles over the speed limit. 10 miles over the speed limit. Whoop, whoop. Popo come. Popo got the lights on. Trying to pull it over. Jessica's bumping her music, going probably live in the gospel, listening to gospel. Who knows? She said she would listen to her music. Many of us black elderly people. But Jessica probably had her gospel on. Stephanie probably had her gospel on. I don't know what she was listening to, but she was listening to her music while she was traveling, allegedly 10 miles over the speed limit. That ain't no big deal. Is it breaking the law? It's breaking the law, but we all break the law every day. Every last one of us break the law. But she's traveling. She didn't know the cops was behind her. They allegedly followed this 65-year-old grandmama of 5, librarian, allegedly followed her for 10 miles. She ain't pull over. She keeping it moving. She bumping to her gospel music. You know, I'm making that part up. I don't know if it was gospel, but you know, I like to say that grandma was listening to gospel because you know my grandmother would have been. My grandma would have been in there playing Kirk Franklin or something. I don't know. You know, she would. I don't know all the gospel singers, but my grandma would have been playing something like that. So I just have to imagine she like my grandma, right? But then again, my grandma's a lot older. But nonetheless, she bumping her music. I don't think it was Cardi B. And they drive up to the side of her. An officer admits in his report that when he drove up to the side of her, he said that she was an older black woman, and you can hear it right on his little camera with the voice recording. He said she's an older black woman. She probably isn't aware. So they already knew that Miss Stephanie Bottoms was not a threat. They pulled up beside her, looked in the vehicle, see this gray-head, dreadlock-wearing woman that is elderly, and said she probably is not aware that we're trying to pull her over. So after they followed her for so long, they pulled out the tire popper. I don't know the correct name for it, whatever. And they flattened her tires to get her to stop. And she like, what's going on? You know how that goes. Casualties of war. But it had to happen this way because energy got to be exchanged. Listen to what I'm saying, family. Should it have happened? Absolutely not. It should not have, but energy has got to be exchanged. It's got to be exchanged. This is how universal law works. These jokers, these race soldiers, because that's what they were. These race soldiers decided in Salisbury, North Carolina. See, this is why we have to have sundown towns. We got to understand that sundown towns are still in existence. See, we think because we advance, we progress, things are not what it used to be. No, baby, it still exists, but that's a whole nother video. That's a whole nother video. We got to have some, so we got to know. Listen, family, we got to know the towns we're going through. We got to know the officers in them towns. We got to know the history of these towns. I'm telling you, because it ain't safe. 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 We got to know. 10 miles over, popped her tires, said she wasn't a threat. Get out, grabs her by her goddamn locks, baby. Dragged her out of the car, twist her arm, slammed the face down, twist her other arm. She's screaming, what did I do? She's screaming. 68 years old, looking like somebody's grandmama. And made fun of the incident. They joked about the incident. They called this lady names, baby. This ain't alleged. This is not allegedly. This is shown. You know how they bleep out certain words and because their thing records, their dash cam and their camera records. This is it being released. This is why the news is news to us now, but it happened in 2019. Now the video's released. We all hear them joking about her. He said, I grabbed her by her dress. He proud. This race soldier proud he grabbed her by her dress and pulled her out and slammed her on the floor, messed up her rotor cuff, right? Messed it up. And the report says she didn't know. She probably didn't know. In the report, it says that she wasn't a threat. In the report, it says that she was by herself. All for nothing. They charged her with speeding. They charged her with resistant arrest. A resistant arrest? You scared the hell out of her. Do you not know what's happening in our community? Do you not how when I say our community, I'm not talking about geographically, I'm talking about racially. Do you know what's happening in our community? Resistant arrest. She was scared as hell. Y'all kill Negroes. Are you serious? But anything to justify your behavior, anything to justify your supremacy, anything to justify your toxic energy that has to come back to you. It's got to come back to you. Isn't this kind of weird? Y'all hear what I'm saying? Do you see how these two cases are juxtaposed against each other? Opposites. Do you see how you can look at one and you can see because of one, the other happens? Do you? Oh, there's going to be casualties of war, family. I'm not saying anything good or bad. I'm just speaking facts in terms of the universe and how the universe works. You in 2019 dragged this 65-year-old woman who is now 68 out of the car by her locks, baby. Slam her on the floor. You're heard in your video saying that she's probably not a threat. You are heard in your video saying she has no idea what's going on. She's not even aware that they're trying to pull her over. You did her dirty. And now the video has to be released because there's a lawsuit out. They wind up dropping the charges of resisting arrest and speeding. She pled guilty to something. I'm not too sure what she pled guilty to, right? Traumatized this lady. There's a lawsuit out. Now y'all going to be made to pay. But this young lady, let's fast forward to a few days ago with Phoenix Michele, aka Jessica Bouvet. Let's fast forward. Now this is Stephanie Bottoms is in 2019. Now let's fast forward to Jessica Bouvet's message where she said, hit them in their pockets. That's the only way they're going to learn. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Take them out. If you hear about the police doing anything to me, because I took them out, she took one out. Unfortunately, she took it out when she was drinking. But you don't get to choose how the energy is going to come back to you. You don't get to choose how the energy is going to come back to you. Unfortunately, with the energy that's coming out in law enforcement, we don't get to choose what officer's going to get it either. Just listen to what I'm saying. Don't get in your bag and don't get offended. I'm not wishing bad luck on anybody. I'm just saying, listen to universal law. Just pay attention. Put your third eye on and just listen. You don't get to determine who's going to be the casualty of war. You don't have any control over that. You don't have control over the chess move. What pawn is going to get it? What bishop, knight is going to get it? What rook is going to... You don't got control over those kind of things. But baby, it's going to come. It has to come. It has to come, family. It's got to come. When I talk about the butterfly effect and chaos theory on Friday, you guys will be able to get it. You're going to understand what I'm saying. See, this all started a long time ago. This didn't start with Phoenix Michele, aka Jessica Bouvet. It didn't start with her. This didn't start with Stephanie Bottoms. This has been in momentum for a very long time. This war, this spiritual war started with America's original sin. This is not new energy, baby. Everybody want to act like, oh, we've come so far. We're doing so much greatness. Why can't we just move past this? Oh, no, baby. It ain't done yet. The sin has not been paid for. There's got to be some sacrificial lambs, baby. Blood has got to be shed. You ain't got to believe if you don't want to. Just watch it happen. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, y'all not ready. So you better control, sisters and brothers, the conversations that you have in your house. You better control the conversations you have with your children, you have with your loved ones, you have with your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your fiancés. You better control the conversation. Them conversations better be meaningful. You better watch the energy in your house. You better watch the words that's coming out your mouth. It's got to come back to you. It's got to come back to you. Let me tell you something. Y'all think you seeing something? Y'all ain't seeing nothing yet. It's just getting started, baby. It's just getting started, baby. Some wars last for hundreds of years. Do y'all hear me? Some wars last for hundreds of centuries, baby. Shit. Y'all better stop paying attention to nonsense. Y'all better get back to your spirituality. I keep trying to tell y'all. Y'all better get back to your spirituality. Y'all think this is some kumbaya. Pray on it and sit on it is okay. That's not how it works. It ain't never worked like that in a million years. Y'all sitting up there playing games, baby. Playing games. You pray at night and you wake up a tyrant. You ain't ready. You pray at night and wake up a terror. Shit. Listen, family. Y'all ain't gotta agree with me. I'm not on here asking for any of you guys to agree with me. I'm just giving y'all some thought. I'm just saying let's really unpack this stuff and start looking at these things from multiple angles, because that's how you prepare for war. You got to examine things. You got to see the play. You got to see what's happening. You got to be able to line things up. You got to be able to understand all the energy. See, we can't be only the innocent ones, right? We can't only be the only innocent ones. And we can't only be the terrorists either, right? There's many moving parts to this whole thing. Many moving parts to this whole thing. But let me tell you something. The one thing I want you to take out of anything else is understand when you say, oh, we in the spiritual war, this is spiritual warfare, you better really understand what you're saying. You better really understand, because listen, you could be driving your car like Stephanie Bottoms, minding your business. You could be going 3 miles over the speed limit. Stephanie Bottoms wasn't intoxicated. She wasn't doing anything illegal. She was going to a funeral. She wasn't doing anything. She got it. She got it. That could be me. That could be you. That could be any one of our children. I'm saying this is how we have to understand. We got to understand that some things are just in motion, and we can't control how it's going to move if we're not paying attention to the movement. You got to know when to get out the way. You got to know when to maneuver. But some of us, we just in our car, and I'm not saying Stephanie Bottoms, I'm just saying in general. Some of us, we just in our car, just listening to some music, not caring about anything in the world. We're not even thinking about it. We just getting up and we going about our day like nothing is happening. Now realizing we are in a spiritual war, and any one of your asses can get it. Shit. I'm done, y'all. I'm done. That's right, Junior. Junior said you can't control the outcome. You absolutely cannot control the outcome. I'm just telling y'all, be ready for it. Don't act all surprised. Don't act. We always acting surprised. We always we in a war. You surprised? Watch the things that come out your mouth. Because some of y'all just be talking just to be talking. You're not really giving it critical thought. You're not really thinking about it from a spiritual perspective. Listen, baby. What's up, Black Mama? Look at Black Mama on. Listen, y'all. I love every last one of you. You know, he got a good point right here. I have to put this on the screen. Counter surveillance is the answer. King Hazy, you ain't lying. Right? You ain't lying. Stay prayed up. That's not enough. So this is what I'm trying to say, though. I'm not trying to be funny. I understand the concept, but that's not enough. See, if that's the only thing you're doing, see, I can't. Not tonight. It's getting late. I can't even do. My brain is already done. My brain's already done. And the reason why I'm not trying to be funny, don't take this personal. But we got to really talk about that. Because some of us, that's all we doing. We stay in prayer. We praying all day, and then boom, it happens to us too. And it doesn't mean that prayer doesn't work. It just means that your ass wasn't taking action. That's what that means. Oh, that's a whole nother conversation. Y'all ready for it. I thank y'all for coming through. Y'all know I'm here for it all goddamn day. I thank y'all for coming through tonight on a late night on Sunday. It's time for us to get ready for school, work, whatever else you do. Some of us don't do shit, but get ready tomorrow just not to do shit. But while you're not doing shit tomorrow, I just want you to sit back and I want you to start thinking about the shit that you probably should be doing, like some conversations you need to be having for you to sit back and pay attention to how things are happening. Start paying attention to the universe. Start paying attention to the signs that the universe is communicating to you. Start listening with your spiritual ear of what's being said to you. Stop walking around dead. It's time to be resurrected. It's time to be resurrected. Stop waiting for some mystery resurrection to happen. Ain't no bones going to get up and walk. That's not going to happen. You need to renew your mind. Your mind needs to be resurrected. You need to start seeing things differently. You need to start moving differently. Whatever you've been doing, stop doing it. If you have not been moving strategically, if you have not been moving in preparation for more war, get prepared now. Start looking at everything through a spiritual lens. Start questioning everything. Start to think critically. Start to examine these stories. Start to examine things that we're seeing and start to look at these things from multiple perspectives. And then see what you can learn from it. We got to start learning from it because that's where the key is. That's where the key is. So family, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell on YouTube to be notified when I'm going live. Give this video a thumbs up. And to my haters, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. It's okay. That's all right. On Facebook, I need y'all to hit that share button, like and follow the page. I love every last one of y'all. Thank you for the donations. I'm gonna see you guys, God willing. You guys say God willing now because we say, see, that's what Jessica said in her podcast. See you on Monday. Nope, no, you won't. You ain't seen nobody on Monday, baby. You ain't seen nobody on Monday. So that's why the Muslims say, Inshallah, and the Christians say, God willing. So I'm going to say, see you all on Friday, Inshallah, God willing. I'll see you guys all. Be blessed. Have a great night. And be a critical thinker. Speak to you soon.